Mernda using Uber driver. I'm picking up a lady called Melissa from Mernda. I don't know the destination because it's an Uber app. Unfortunately, it's not showing the destination. Only Didi is showing the source and destination. Hello, how are you? How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
You're welcome. Thank you.
How are you going? So we're blocking the sofa.
Are you room?
Blocking the room.
Yeah, just...
Yeah, I've got plenty of room, Lee. We're good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry, Liz.
Oh, it's still open. Sorry. Oh, it's still okay. Sorry. Oh my god. Oh my god.
What are you doing, Joe?
Go on, Luke.
Here we go.
There we go.
Now on. Thank you.
Thank
No
you.
worries. Sorry. Sorry.
The collection of cars. Read.
Yeah, I'll move it on for you, listen.
So my knees are like home.
There you are, darling.
I've never sprayed so much hairspray on my hair before. And I feel like it's dropped since I've done it this morning.
Oh, I put some in, but mine's just got to see one because I've got no hair. Just the tiniest bit of wind and then it blows around in there. Oh, look, there's a little two little doggies. Oh,
See, look, that's Parliament.
yes.
We're there.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yes, yeah. Okay.
Same street, just
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I think the Parliament House is at the end of that street.
here.
yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah.
What, any type?
No, it's on my car.
Oh, okay. So, I'll transfer it.
So I forgot to ask because obviously like I was in right. What did Michael say when Renee was asking about the family coming to the thing?
Michael, because she said that Anthony was the only one that did a like on it, and Michael goes, I don't know, I haven't talked about it with anyone. But when I spoke to Peter yesterday, Uncle Peter yesterday, Peter was saying that possibly Michael needs to start showing a little bit more, if he can pull himself out of this slump, a little bit more power, if that makes sense. I was sort of saying that, you do realise that this is a really weird thing, you chose a separation. The separation was your condition, so a separation of everything, not to do this. It's just not ethically right,
No, but I just don't understand how she can't register that it's too soon.
Yeah,
Like, if it was next year's birthday, sure,
That's too,
yeah,
wonderful, okay, we'll come
it's too
along.
close.
Yeah.
Because then there's like more water under the bridge.
yeah, that's
Like,
right.
there's been no, like, they're not even separated.
No. And that's what's made it really hard. And I think the thing is too, what Michael heard on the cameras the other night in the driveway, that sort of really rocked him a bit. And I said to Michael, can you stop doing that? It's just not.
Yeah, but now what's he going to do? Because just say, like, we all don't go, that's fine, whatever, we have to wear that. But, like,
Well, Anthony's.
what's Michael doing?
Well,
is he not going, or is he going to just have
Well, he just said that he's in that position now because of especially what he heard on the cameras. He goes, I mean, I have no choice. I've got to go. So I said,
Well, I mean, again, like,
I said, look, I'll go if you feel that it's going to make it better that we do. But I said, you honestly can't expect me to say anything.
no.
It'll just. It's awkward, very awkward. I don't know.
Yeah, like I said from the start, I'm not fussed by going because, like, I'm happy just to suck it up for Willie.
Yeah.
But she does also have to be prepared that, like, it's going to be really fucking obvious
Yes.
that there's a divide.
Well, what's been really
Because it's like I don't have anything nice to say to
no.
her family.
And hearing what Verity said about Michael, and I can't get over what that, when Renee just said, I can't stand looking at you, wishing you were, and you know what I mean. And I'm thinking, I can't move past that in my head either. And I'm thinking, I feel like going there is hypocritical, and them expecting us to go is hypocritical. And I can't find the right way of thinking
Yeah,
about
but I just think, unfortunately, like,
it. I just can't think
whether we like it or not, if we don't go, it's just gonna, kind of put a bee in their bonnet, being like, oh, well, aren't they bad? They didn't come.
Well, see, Anthony, when I spoke to your Uncle Peter, he was saying that when Tron and Rochelle broke up, he goes, the very next birthday with the kids, they all did their own. And he goes, this is just so unusual and so not right. It's just something that just doesn't go on. And he goes, it's really.
Yeah, but I think it just shows that she was so triggered by her parents having such a messy, ugly divorce
Yeah.
that she's matter
and-
about like, you know, him not attending a birthday.
Oh, and guess what?
It's like the everyday.
Jake threw Michael under another thing too and had a go at Michael for another thing. He actually had a go at him yesterday. And this made it obvious that he's been talking to Renee because Jake didn't know. And he said, when Renee took, it was Michael that told Renee to take William to the hospital. So Renee did take William to the hospital because of Michael, right? And Jake came up to Michael yesterday and said, you know, the wrong thing you did wrong, really big wrong. He goes, you should have just gone to the hospital with your son. And Michael looked at him and he goes, you do realise it was my idea. She didn't even want to go there. And he goes, I was at work here. I've had so much time off. And he goes, I rang her every 30 minutes. And then Michael's answering to him. And I said, you don't know Jake anything. So I said, that was another thing.
Look, now it's just
It's so
but
messy.
now it's just so hard for Michael. Like, if I was in his position, if I can't trust a friend, what's the point?
No, I know.
You know what I mean? Like, what's the point of having a friendship if you can't trust them with anything?
Well, I asked Nick, you know, Nick who did your car tyres for you, because Michael's on the phone to him every day, and I said to Nick, can you please come to the party, you and Angela? And he goes, why do you want me? And I said, he goes, but it's the kids' party. And I said, oh, can you please come? I just need you to come, Nick, because, you know, you're the voice of reason, and, you know, and I think you're just someone that's, I think you need to be there, Nick, if we have to go.
I don't know, but I think, yeah, it's just even harder knowing that it's not even just like a casual friend of Michael. It's like someone that he's had.
Well, he's basically his whole
Well, that's what I'm
life.
saying. That's what makes it worse.
I'll tell you what,
Like,
Mike,
that's what really makes it worse for him. And, like, I just also, I know that Jake is very vague and whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, he's gone through something similar.
well, he's not even seeing his son. Do you know he's, you know,
No, so therefore you think that
the
he
mother
would-
of his son, she's banned him. He's not allowed to see his son at all.
So therefore you think that there'd be some kind of, yeah, of, like, knowing,
You
like,
need
not
to
to
go-
mix with the two.
You need to go on Facebook and read something that got my alarm bells ringing about 4 weeks ago, and I didn't say anything to anybody about it, and now it's sort of
What the comment she did on the
the comment she did on Jake's post about his house, and it's funny, as soon as I read it I got a funny feeling about it, and then when I thought, but I didn't say anything to anybody because I thought, I'm just going to
Wait, hold on.
dismiss it.
You need to elaborate what you're trying to insinuate that they're a thing now.
Michael actually did think there was a thing before Christmas with her and him. Yes, because
I can see it from Jake's perspective.
there's been snap
not hers.
because Michael intercepted some while they were doing it, some Snapchats, and a few of them were a bit weird. And Michael actually, he goes, funnily enough, Mum, before everything happened between her and I'd actually questioned her over him.
Well, in that case, Michael just needs to take a bigger step back. If that's the case,
He works with Jake.
doesn't matter. Take a step back. I wouldn't trust Jake at all. Now knowing all of that at all.
Yeah, but then I got to be honest, I was one of the people that slammed it down and said, no, don't worry about that. That's silly. That's ridiculous. You know, no. And now I'm thinking I should have not said that because I don't know now.
Yeah, look, I'd tell Michael to give Jake a wide berth. If I'm
But you
being
know what
honest.
though? I don't think Jake's not a vindictive person. You know, he's
Doesn't-
not.
Mum, it
He's
doesn't- Mum,
vague. He's
Mum.
vague and he's stupid. But
Mother,
he's.
it doesn't matter because if he thinks he's now going to get with Renee, he'll do everything to do that.
Well, I tell you what, he
So-
wouldn't want to go with Renee.
No, but it
because
doesn't.
all his.
Mum, regardless, what I'm saying is if they now have like a little thing and it's now seeming to progress,
Because you know.
Jake doesn't give a shit, he won't give a shit.
Because all their mutual friends, it's incredible, all their mutual friends, they're all Michael's friends that Jake's sort of now involved with. Makes it very messy. But see, this all stems back to the birthday. It's all so messy, isn't it? Completely messy, isn't it?
Well, obviously Jake will be going on birthday. I'm sure he got his fine.
Michael was a loser right from the beginning. But you know what? I just said to Michael the other day, I don't care about this friend of Verity's that wants to buy the house. You go through a real estate agent now and
You need it probably done.
make it legal now. And then Michael's mortgage broker mate, Michael contacted him and said, look, have you been getting anybody out of the blue that's connected to ask for money? And he goes, no, only Verity. And he goes, okay. And then he said, and then he gave him a hint to be able to borrow more money. He said that if you've got a mate, which you know Tony, the tow truck Tony, Tony, he said that he would be happy to rent a room with Michael.
Oh,
Yeah, and he goes, and then I think he said that if he does, when you can prove that you've got a renter in your house, he goes, you can borrow an extra 50,000. And he goes, oh, that's helpful.
But no, I do agree. I think that there needs to be a professional involved. That's like a
Yes.
neutral party when it comes to selling the house.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Because it's just like when you're dealing with something that's like worth that much money, you need it done properly.
But you know what though? When
You
I
don't want the shortcuts or the.
But you know what else? Getting back to this other thing, when I heard what Verity actually said about Michael, it's disgusting. She goes, I just can't stand him. Just absolutely can't stand him.
But look, unfortunately, Michael did also play a huge part
Yes,
in her
yes, he
not
has.
liking him.
Yes, he has.
So, and then also,
Michael said things out of hurt.
no, but you've also then got to put yourself in Verity's shoes
Oh, yeah.
and think about if this was happening to me,
Yeah.
you'd be livid with the person.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
So you can understand why
yeah.
Verity of all people has such a harsh reaction for Michael.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's, I'm not,
Look,
I'm not condoning, like, not that I'm not condoning it, but it's just like, it is what it is.
Michael has said things in anger and hurt that he shouldn't have said. Yeah. And he hasn't done himself any favours with certain things he's done,
But then it's just hard because it's like,
but he's in a
neither
hole.
has she.
No, and he's in a hole, an emotional hole right now. How do you lift someone up,
But like, I'm not saying that like Verity would change her mind if she knew, but it would be interesting if Verity was, witness to the way that her daughter has spoken to Michael.
Yes.
I'm not saying it would change her mind,
Yeah.
but it might make her also be a bit like, oh, okay.
Well, Anthony is, because Anthony was there those 2 nights and he witnessed it all. But Anthony now, when I spoke to Anthony yesterday, because I said, Anthony, why are you being so damn diplomatic all the time? And he goes,
I know you told me and he's waiting for the go-ahead. But
yeah,
like I
and
said
he
to you
goes,
on the
well, I'm
phone-
waiting for the go-ahead.
No,
He
this is
goes,
what I said to him on the phone. Even if Michael gave any of us the go-ahead to talk to her, she's never going to listen.
Of course not.
It's never going to change.
It's one
So therefore, I don't even think it's even worth anyone doing it
Having the
because it's a waste of
conversation
time. It's only going to get us worked up,
yeah.
and it's a waste of our time and energy because she literally doesn't give a shit. She won't listen.
no.
She won't change. She's not going to take anything on board and think about it. She's just going to be on the defense the whole time. So therefore, it's like, why even bother?
She has her point of view and that's
And
it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't even listen to her own dad.
And
So-
that's only to be expected.
That's why I don't even think it's even worth considering someone talking to her.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
It's just unfortunately, it's like cut losses, move on.
You're still connected.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I mean, that's it. That's the end of it.
but that needs to be the only connection,
That's it.
not the house, not the. Like they need to let it go. They need to get rid of that stuff.
I mean, they're not even going to take time to get better. So.
I'm just heartbroken for him.
No, of course I am too, but like I'm also at that like frame of mind now where he's like going into very dangerous territory that if he doesn't start to move on now, I don't think he ever will, and he's just going to push himself deeper in a darker hole.
He went and saw.
So that's why I'm a bit tough love at the moment.
I said to Michael, you have not said anything about when you went out with dinner for Haley yesterday. Did
Yeah,
you?
Michael, Michael went on a date.
No,
But it's, but it's,
You know, with that aircon lady, Haley?
not really.
but it's not really kind of a date. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah. They've known each other since high school. They used to all be. She used to hang. She was.
Although Michael did say there was a romantic I don't know whether they will now or not, but he goes, I think it's just good just to get a bit of attention from someone else and just like.
But
Something
Liam, she
different
was the
over
one. She owns that air conditioning
So
business.
that's where we're going to get our aircon from.
And you know how we got our air conditioner for really cheap?
Yeah.
That's where Michael got it from her.
Yeah, okay.
And he goes, if Melissa and Liam want one, yell out because we can get it. You know, I can get it really cheap from her.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Because it's her. I didn't realise it was her business. I thought she just worked.
Look, I didn't know it was her business either. I just knew she was there.
I just thought she was just a person, you know, like an air conditioning plumber. You know what I mean? That kind of thing, you know. But anyway, he said that she's, you know, always been a good mate. And he said she's, you know, we had dinner and she laughed at the his broken cracked windscreen.
Is it bad?
It's not. Well, it's bad. It's
not
illegal.
covered in,
Yeah,
but it's illegal.
it's really illegal. But you know
I mean,
what?
Scott was driving with a crack on his windshield.
I know.
Like, God knows how long.
Michael's is no. This is like that big circle or cracked on. It's like don't lean on it. It's going to go wham. But and the bonnet and the quarter panel as well. But he called out of windscreen people to come out to his work for Thursday, but they rang up and said they couldn't come. But then it was a good thing they didn't because when Michael looked at his Shannon's insurance, he gets a windscreen for free. So he goes, I think I'll go through them. Yeah. Yes, I don't know. But then do you know a windscreen person, Liam?
No one.
Do you, Joe?
No, but Michael does.
No, well, he doesn't because that's what he asked us when we were leaving. He said, do you know anyone? And I said, no.
Because I asked him, he goes, if they come to my work, they charge you because it's travelling.
Oh, they charge you
If
extra,
you
do
take
they?
it to them, it's about, it might be a $200, $300 windscreen.
Oh, that's what I'm going to say. You should see Anthony Christie Lee's new spa.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You travel along this route.
Yeah, it's
Not the full way. I'll turn off at Charles Road or what is it, Centurion?
one of the jobs. Anthony did a job for somebody, and then they had that there, and he goes, "Oh, you know, I'll have that." So they've installed the spa, and he goes, "You can have it on cold, just as a." But he goes, "Oh, they put in all the
Cuban
chemicals."
soup.
He goes, "We put in the chemicals all last night." And he goes, "Oh, you know, the whole backyard smells of chemicals."
He thinks I'm going in that. He's bad.
But anyway,
I hate stars.
it looks.
Where
really,
is it? We're in
They've,
Backyard?
they've gone and put it up the top bit, you know, underneath that pergola-y thing. I'll show you a video later. You know that little mini pergola where we go?
Oh,
go
where
up
they had the
stairs?
fire pit?
Yeah, so he's put, what do you call that,
okay.
bamboo?
Oh, yeah. The stuff that I'd said that you could do in the backyard.
Yes, yeah, he's gone and done that, and but they've shocked it with chemicals last night. You know, you've got to do that for 24 hours before you can use it. So they've washed everything out, scrubbed it all out. The people that they got it off bought one and never really only used it a few times. So
It's about the standard things.
Yeah, that's right. It's like the novelty at the start, and then it's like, no, you never go in.
yeah, but it'll be the girls will use it though. You know, Sienna and Amelia will use it the most because you can have it.
I'm just thinking of when Sienna's older and she's got a boyfriend.
But you can use it as on cold, or you can use it on with the heat. Karen uses hers all through the year. She goes when
You
it's
can get around like a ice plunge bath, one of those ones. You can get around
Yeah.
that.
But anyway, Christy Lee said they ordered. She goes, Amazon's really good. She goes, we ordered all the chemicals online, and they came the next day. And but they said it's even just nice sitting there listening to the water. You know when you just listen to the water. So
It's
that's
going to be
nice.
for Anthony's birthday by the time we give it to her.
Oh well, guess what she wanted to do?
Yeah, has she ever? Didn't she have plans for his birthday?
Yeah, and guess what she was trying to do? I said, Christy Lee, we're away. Can't do it that day. The election day. The 3rd. She goes, we'll do it. And I said, well, sorry,
Wait, what?
I won't be there
What's she doing?
for Anthony's birthday. I said, why are you doing, because they go away next week. The kids break up from school holidays next Friday and they're going away. And
So what's she planning now?
well, she was planning on doing it on the 3rd. And I said, well, that's no good to
3rd
Joe.
of May.
Yeah, I said, that's no good to Joe and I, because when they come, she goes, why? I said, I've told her about 5 times.
Aren't you back by then?
No, we come back on Monday. I said to her, we're away. And she goes, oh, oh well, gosh, the later we do it. I said, well, it's not my fault. I said, I told you.
Wait, so you're back on the 5th of May?
The Sunday. What's the Sunday?
The 4th.
The 4th.
Like, she wanted to do it on the 3rd day.
Yeah, and I said, no way.
So they're away the whole school holidays.
Yeah. Oh, well, not Anthony, but she is. And he's for most of it.
So that's why they can't do it on.
He's going to have a
weekend.
big, well, with all the people down at Coonamoo, they're going to have a big shindig down there. But, so don't do it there. I don't know how many times I've
So what,
told
so
them.
they go on school holidays in the fall,
Yeah.
and they're back on the 21st.
And the
No, they
boat.
can't be back, no.
And the boat is not, they come back on the, hang on, 22nd.
No, but what I'm saying for school holidays, you have 2 weeks off.
No,
but
they're-
if they're off on holidays next Friday, 2 weeks falls on Easter.
No, they come back on the 26th.
What's the
School
Saturday?
holidays start next Friday. Christy Lee will be going away straight away, but Anthony will go from Easter. Anthony will be there from Easter Thursday, the Thursday before it.
So essentially, the kids get extra time off because of Easter.
Yeah, the kids get 3 weeks off for what? Roughly speaking.
Fine.
Yeah, no, I don't know how it worked out. Anyway.
So they're back on the 28th, I would assume.
Yeah, yes.
And you realise that when you were at school compared to
And then the
work, it's so
boat,
different.
it's taken all this time to get the new head, for the boat, and it only just arrived, so now they're not going to get the boat till next weekend. And then Anthony just said, oh, do you want to come to Coonamoo? And I go, oh, do I really want to? And he goes, oh, grab the Crusader out and come to Coonamoo for the weekend. I've got to run in the boat. I don't know whether I think it wasn't, but I better say yes, I suppose. At least it's not going to be hot, is it? Although the caravan's going to get dirty there.
Looks like
It's going to be dirty. See, look at in the night time. Is it all right? Yes. Oh, it's perfect.
Because it took me so long to do it.
Why couldn't you do mine?
Liam left because he got a haircut today and he bought pants and stuff, and like the child.
Liam, you look nice
And
too,
then-
though.
Thanks.
And then he came back, and all I had done in the time that he left, which was like an hour and a half, hour and 40,
Yeah.
was I did my hair and I did my eyes.
Is that all she did?
No.
Liam?
I did my hair and I did my eyes. I hadn't actually done like the base. And he's like, "Are you not done yet?" I'm like, no. Because the eyes take me the longest, so I do it first. And I was trying to do it so precise. Because I was like, ugh.
That's what can kill you at times, mate.
Yeah, trying to be free and make it even, make it precise, make it balanced. Because Amy was getting her makeup professionally done.
Yeah, 10
Alicia
o'clock.
always has really nice makeup. So I was like, man, this is so cute.
Oh, how cute.
So then I was like, I can't have like shabby makeup.
How come I didn't know the sausage rolls were that long enough.
Oh,
Some of them are.
Full size ones, you know.
Yeah.
Sausage jokes are so cute. I like the long haired one.
Traffic's always horrible down here, isn't it?
It's plenty around. It's always this section and a little bit up further.
Is it?
And then it settles.
I was here the other day. To come here, get my photo done for the licence, and it's so washed out you can't even see me. And I thought, oh, okay, fair enough.
I haven't had to go get a new license photo yet. Like, I don't look the same.
Yeah, no, it's a rule. So I had to go get mine, but it's so washed out you can't even see it properly. So I think, okay, they approved it, so I'm not
I
going to
had like the
question it.
chubbiest cheeks when I got my last photo done. I look like a chipmunk. Look.
They're just different stages of
No, I look like a chipmunk. I didn't realise I was carrying my water weight on my face.
And you're not supposed to smile, you're supposed to have it.
Yeah, they
just
told
a
you not
blank
to
look.
smile, and
Look,
then
I have like a fat face. Look. Look. Round.
That's what you did look like.
I look like a moon. Look.
yeah, how long were you there?
18. I look like a bloody moon. A chipmunk. I look like a chipmunk.
Oh, like graffiti. Wow.
Well, I was looking, I was going through some of like my old videos.
Yeah.
Because I've got like zero space on the phone. And if I want to take photos today, I was like, oh, I've got to clear out.
You need some space.
And there were so many videos of like
filled out.
Yeah, like you don't think of it, like it's when you
No.
reflect back that you're like, shit.
Right.
Yeah, see, the drop off time is short.
I just want to go this way. Oh, there you go.
So,
I can't even think, to be honest. Of course it is, yeah.
so luckily when I came this way to go to you guys last night,
Did you have this much traffic?
I had this much traffic, it was flowing.
Yeah, yeah.
The last time I had to come to Diamond Creek, it took me so long to get through here.
It turns to who it turns to.
Are they working today, the people here? Do they?
I don't think so.
Sometimes you see them late at night, don't
Only when
you?
they're doing major work.
Yeah, yeah.
Otherwise the budget gets blown out even more overtime.
Because they're all union, so they drag it out.
Yeah.
My Epping Road's taken so long. They were supposed to finish like
What are they
last
doing there?
year.
What are they doing there, like?
Like, what do you think? What are they doing there? It's like the biggest roadworks
Is it?
on Epping Road. They're
I don't
extending
know.
it.
I never go to Epping Road. Wouldn't know.
So they're doing more lanes.
I don't know that side of it.
I haven't driven that way to work in a very long time.
Oh yeah, someone's there. Look, they've got a car there.
There would be some people, but it's not
I know.
major activity.
I drove past here the other day, and I was driving just as a truck tipped all its stuff and all covered in all its dirt. Right. I don't think he's limping as much, but let's hope he's not going to jump up and down the top backyard. You know. He's really he had attitude last night about walking. He really wanted to go walkies, and he had lots of attitude.
Well, a week of no walking's a long time.
Well, he's only up to day 4 now.
Buddy boy.
And then the first walk that we'll have to just do very short, very quick, short.
Might have to do what Dad did and put him in the car, take him down to where it's flat.
Yeah,
Walk him flat and drive him
yeah,
back up.
yeah.
Imagine being the houses there.
Yeah, the poor things, you could never see them before, and now they're all exposed, aren't they?
Well, that's the reason why my manager took off a month of leave because they want to sell their house in
Where, like?
they must be in the Doreen section that's like the bridge in part that they've been doing the roadworks.
Yeah,
You know where that like 7-Eleven is on like the right hand side?
yeah.
You must be in that section. Because that's the only part of Doreen that's got roadworks that I know of that's been going on for a while.
Yeah.
But he said he's over it. Him and his wife are over it. Because it's just like constant noise.
Yeah.
Constant dirt.
Yeah, that must be frustrating for them. Yeah.
So I think, that's why they took the month off to try and just like do up the house a little bit and then try and sell.
Yeah.
And if you're really close, you hear all like, you feel all the vibration.
Well, you would, wouldn't you?
Thinking.
Yeah. I tell you what, did you notice? I don't know whether you're friends with her on Facebook. B.
Simon.
Yeah, you never guess where she is right now. Right where all the earthquake was, the 7.7 earthquake in Bangkok. You should have seen her Facebook post. Yeah,
What did that happen to Simon?
don't know.
Your wife hasn't heard from him in ages, has he?
No
Oh, I
one.
thought I took my ring.
Daniel said he hasn't either. Because Daniel mentioned it the other day. Last time I also heard them talking about it was when he won the $10,000 on the radio. He was the one that, on the radio station that if you hear this song, ring up and you win $10,000.
It's so hard to call.
Yeah, well, he was the one who won it. Yeah.
I've tried to enter a couple of years ago. It was Kiss had win 10k a day in May.
Is that what the channel was?
All they wanted to know. This was just one. So I tried to call. I couldn't even even get a hold.
No.
It just kept being like, this line is
Some
busy,
people
line
have
is
got them
busy,
on the
line is
fast on.
busy.
Yeah,
You just touch a button. it'll ring.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get through. It just kept saying, line is busy, try again, line is busy, try again. And I'm like,
I wonder if Amy and Justin are nervous now.
well, I messaged her last night. Just like a nice message. And yeah, she said that it was starting to feel a bit more real.
Yeah. Yeah. She was bickering with him last night though. She said he wants to take his wallet, and she goes, I've explained to him, don't take your wallet, you could get it lost. And she goes, you're not paying for anything, there's nothing to pay for, everything's paid for. And then he wouldn't believe her, so when she was driving into his foster mum's house, and she asked the foster mum, can you please, do you think he
I
should
feel
take
naked without the wallet.
his wallet or not? And she goes, no, don't take it, Justin. But they've got to be, you know how they're going to Bali?
Won't they need their IDs for the...
Well, they're not, no, they're going to a motel somewhere tonight.
No, I'm talking about when they sign all the paperwork and all that jazz.
No, they would have already done all of the,
Yeah.
all of it. So they will sign, but they've already done all their identifications and stuff. So they've got to be at the airport tomorrow night at midnight. Yeah, to fly out to Bali. I don't know why they chose there. No desire.
It's cheap. Get more value for your money.
Economic.
No desire.
Get more value for your money. And especially given the fact that their whole thing was trying to not spend money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then why?
Yeah.
How long are they going for?
I can't remember. I have been told, but it's just, I can't remember. I know there's a couple of nights in. Is it Singapore? I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'd rather go there. Either way, it'd be nice, wasn't it, to get away?
Really good.
No, and I didn't ask her about the wraps, but she said to me, that's why she brought it up when she spoke to me. She goes, Linda, I got them from Coles, they're really nice at Coles. So,
I didn't even know that Coles did.
yeah, they do. Their ones are nice.
Catering.
They do theirs via their delis. Theirs are nice. Theirs are. Yeah. So she's gone and they decorated the room yesterday because they let them have the room. And so they've done all the decorating and took the cake and did everything. And
So did that lady end up doing okay?
I actually don't know.
If she didn't, that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
But even if you did decide you don't want to do it anymore, you've already promised something.
Yes.
Yes to something.
Yeah, of
Just do
course.
it.
Of course. You don't let them down, especially with the wedding.
Exactly right. And then just like ghost them for like 3 weeks.
Yes. Do you have got the present? You know, you can't do that to somebody, especially with all the wedding arrangements. I mean, she's had everything organised for such a long time. You know, she's really been onto everything.
Yeah.
It looks really pretty inside the registry office rooms. Yeah, I had a look at the photos of it last night inside. It's just sort of very old and period looking. It looks quite nice. And
Because have you ever had to do this for someone's wedding?
no, never. I've never been there. No. But see, that's what she's saying. Can we be paparazzi at the reception? Because the photographer's only going to be there a very short time. And she goes, I don't want to miss out on everything. Because she goes,
What you mean when they get married?
yeah.
Are we talking about
No,
actually
the
function?
photographer will be there for the wedding and that, but they're only going to be there for a very short time at the reception. Basically, just so she goes, "Can you be paparazzi?" And I'm thinking, oh, I'm 92% because I went crazy with Williams photos lately.
Yeah, but surely one of the other people she said that to.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't have that much space either.
No.
Nor is my photo taking skills that great.
No, see, I'm not either. You know, I'm hit and miss with my photos. I'm not as good as
I'm
you.
sorry,
You
though.
guys
I know that you're trying to like cut costs. But the one thing that I think is really that driver is such a dickhead in that car. The one thing that I think is so important when it comes to weddings, because the day goes past so quickly,
Yes.
is the importance of having a photographer
Yeah.
and or a videographer.
Yes. Yes.
Because the day goes past so quickly.
yes.
You don't remember everything because you're
No.
jumping from XYZ, trying to see all the people. So
Yeah.
it's like, at least if you've got the video and you've got the photos, you can always then like watch it back
Yeah. Yeah.
at
yeah.
any stage. So
That's
the fact that like they're not gonna have that,
Yeah.
like for me, that's like, that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I just would have thought that would be like the one thing that like you'd want to make sure that you've got covered.
Yes.
Yeah, and I know they're expensive, but I
Yeah.
think it's a cost that's worth it.
Yeah.
And like, especially like, for instance, it's like you get those nice photos of like some of your older family members. Then when they do inevitably pass away, you've always got something,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
You just can't expect everyone to remember everything.
No,
That's
that's
just not what happens.
no, that's true. Yeah.
But anyway. But I would say that she's probably told a whole bunch of people to take photos.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she was saying Craig messaged her yesterday. Asked, he's a nice guy, Craig, and he goes, are you nervous? How you going? And, you know, how you going, sort of thing. But you can imagine Craig doing that, can't you?
Yeah,
He's a nice boy.
that's fine.
Always like Craig.
It's been a while since we've seen him.
Yeah. Actually, you know who I got a request from 2 days ago from Brody. Yeah, he wanted to follow me on Instagram because I've closed all my, you know, made them all private. Yeah. And I said, why not? I'll follow you. I've been following you for years, so since you're a little kid, why not?
He goes through phases where he'll post a lot and then he'll like do nothing.
Yeah.
And at the moment he's done like nothing.
Yeah. I feel he's off the
He was
rails.
a year
though.
younger than me.
I feel he's off the rails.
I always just feel bad for him.
I feel, you know what I feel?
I feel like he was neglected. That's what the
No, but he
feeling I have.
wasn't, no, listen.
No, I mean as in like in his older age, not younger age. I just feel like because he probably started taking a liking to Maddie, I then kind of feel like then he just kind of got like, okay, well fine, like your choice, and just like let go.
Yeah.
Whereas I think that like he probably shouldn't have, because I think that he could have probably actually done a lot better for himself than what he currently has.
I reckon, you know, in the Hughes family, the daughters were successful, the guys are just deadbeats. Look at Matthew.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like Brody could have been different.
Yeah.
He had the chance to not.
Yeah, I feel he's mucked it up himself, so, but there's been a lot of drug issues, though, and that's a thing that they keep quiet.
Oh, well, speaking of drug issues, I learnt something about one of the supervisors in the warehouse the other day. I'm not even that close with them, and they've just like called and told me this. I told Liam last night. It was quite funny. So anyway, they had their training for the fire warden yesterday, so I had to do catering, this and the other. He came out for a break, making a coffee, and then him and someone else were like standing like around my desk in the waiting area talking.
Yes.
Anyway, he then just mentioned that he's like, oh, when's his training going to end? Like, I got a plane to catch, like, he's going to Brisbane for a friend's wedding, blah, blah. And then the other person was like, oh, you're going to see your mum? And he's like, oh, maybe. And then he just goes and tells me, mind you, I don't even really know this person. He just goes, oh, yeah, like, I should probably, he just looks at me and he goes, oh, yeah, my mum, she's just got parole, so she's now out of jail, so I should probably go see her. And I was like, oh, okay, yep, cool. And then I'm like, if you don't mind me asking, like, obviously, yeah, I'm like, you don't have to tell me because I know it's personal, but I'm like, what was she for? And he's like, oh, no, it's fine. And he goes, oh, she got busted for drug smuggling. He's
Oh
like,
my gosh.
she got busted for smuggling 1 kilo of coke from like Guatemala or something.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, oh, okay. And then he's like, yeah, she got sentenced to 10 years. She did about 5.5, 6, and then now is out on like parole.
Oh wow.
I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. And then he's like,
Gosh.
yeah, no, years ago, because because like the house got raided as well. Because I think he was saying when she came back, her luggage got lost.
Yeah.
And then anyway, the airport called her to be like, oh, we found your luggage. But then was like an hour later got another phone call because they obviously did the scan of the luggage and was like, oh, okay, and then like busted her. So anyway, he was saying that he was home the day that the cops decided to raid the house.
Yeah.
And he was like in the shower. So he's just apparently heard all this like commotion and all this yelling. So then he was like, oh, like let me put some clothes on, like hang on. And then I was like, oh, so was it like in the movies? And he's like, yeah, no, it really was. Like they're just coming in, like smashing the door, like big shotguns, like everything.
Yeah, you ripped it.
That's what Gemma told me to see.
Oh. And then no, that was a shortcut to avoid the traffic on that road.
It's a little bit freak out.
Yeah. And then he was like, he got interrogated, asking if he knew anything. And I was like, did you? And he's like, not really. And he's like, but I did have an inkling something was going on because she owns 6 houses and she's never worked.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, oh.
Oh wow.
Mind you, this person's like our age.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, that's interesting.
Gee.
And I'm like, I've just learnt so much unnecessarily from you.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, wow, okay, I don't even like know you very well, and then now you've just told me this really super personal thing
Yeah,
from life.
wow, goodness.
But I mean, he just didn't seem to be bothered.
Wow.
I mean, at least his mum's not a murderer, I guess.
Yeah, wow. Well, he's not shy about saying anything.
don't really know that.
Well, I mean, she could, yeah, I don't
Maybe
know.
she's murdered the first bloke at the first house.
Maybe.
So he's still living in the family home? Or?
No, he grew up in Byron, but he moved to Melbourne.
Okay.
So, yeah. But, yeah, and then I said, oh, does that mean that her house was got like seized? He's like, no, because they couldn't prove it came from drug money. So I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Jesse Fortune.
no problem.
Gosh, yeah.
But yeah, so there you go.
Yeah, wow.
Small world.
I was like, okay. Did not expect that to.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that
Yeah, I was like,
information.
alright.
Gosh. I'll get on with the
But-
rest of my
but-
day thinking about it now.
You could have said back to him, yeah, but my father's been charged for firearm offence.
No, I know, I could have made it up.
Jeez.
But, like, you know, in that situation, it's like,
1 kilo. Wow.
like that's, isn't even that much.
I thought
Maybe
there
it
was
was 10
this
kilos for 10
morning-
years. Maybe it was 10.
yeah,
Maybe I
this-
heard that wrong.
This morning, a lady coming out of.
Getting wondering.
No, my arrival time is at 2. Things at 2:15.
Is it? Oh, I keep thinking it's 2. Yeah. Keep thinking it's 2.
But,
some
Gosh,
lady had
that's a shock,
15
isn't it?
kilos on her body.
maybe it was 10 then.
Crystals and all this sort of stuff. So she's
Can you imagine how much they find though,
money.
eh? The airports and stuff.
Yep.
and what they don't find. They don't find it all.
That show on TVs was interesting, you know, when they did all that border control and stuff like that, you know?
And it's just like the confidence of some people.
Yeah.
Right. The audacity of them to think that they can get away with it.
And even when you read into the fine print, some people will go into small balloons and they'll swallow them.
I know a lot of females.
Then they will get it. And then they burst inside and they kill them.
No, I know, because it's like too much for the system.
Gosh. Yeah. Yucko.
Yeah, but that's why when they do, like, someone triggers something in their system, that's why they do then tend to, especially women, take you into a room so you do get searched because of that reason. As much as, you know, as like an innocent person, you think this is like, you know, like a breach of my privacy and like this is a violation, but it's because it is so common that girls will just.
I'm nervous about when I ever go on a plane next because of everyone that I've been reading about what happens with all the other ladies that have gone through what I've gone through, and they all get pulled, all of them get pulled
Yeah, but Mum, I
aside.
think unfortunately you
That's
just,
terrible.
you can't take it
How
personally. No, but it's not
humiliating.
humiliating though, because it's like if you end up coming back out of that room, if people are watching, they're going to know that you're fine because you've come back out.
Yeah,
It's
I
only
know.
when then you get completely taken away. But then it doesn't matter because you never see these people ever again.
No, I know, but it's just another thing you've got to go through. You know what I mean? You think, wow, you know, really?
And there's something else that happened to one of the other warehouse people the
Oh
other
my
week.
gosh. What?
No, so George is the inventory controller,
Yeah.
and it was like maybe like 3 or 4 days, 1 week, but yeah, he's probably just on holiday. He's like,
Yeah.
whatever. And then he came in on like a Friday,
Yeah.
and he had all this like bubbling and like grossness on like his ear and his neck.
Oh
And I
gosh.
was like, what the hell happened to you? Because it was like pretty severe. I was like,
Yeah.
what happened to you? And he's like, oh, he went out for dinner with his girlfriend, and they were running late. So anyway, he's got a vape, and it's one of the vapes that's got like you just swap out the batteries, so it's not like the disposable ones. Like once it's finished, you go out.
Feed into
Like you keep using it, like
Yeah.
you just refill, recharge kind of thing. And he's like, yeah, like we're running late for the dinner reservation. And then he goes, we were coming out of dinner, and he must have like a bum bag, because when
Yes.
you hear the story, it makes sense, like placement. And he goes, yeah, we were walking back to the car or something, and then all of a sudden he heard like a chuk chuk chuk, and he was like, what the fuck was that? And then he like looks down,
Yes.
and then in like a split second he saw all this smoke, so his instinct was to like turn his head. The vape, the spare
my
battery
Yes.
exploded.
Oh,
The lithium
gosh.
battery exploded, and it went all over his face, like the
Oh
side of
my
his
He's lucky he actually turned his face.
no, because that's what he was saying, because he got rushed to the emergency, and apparently if you were to ingest the smoke,
Yes.
it then either makes your lungs expand or contract, and then you suffocate.
Oh my goodness.
So not only could he have potentially gone blind, he could have actually died.
Oh,
But
man.
fortunately, he made like the right decision in that moment, just to turn his head. So it just like burnt like his neck, his ear, and a little bit of his
Will he
face.
get a full recovery from it?
Oh, you know, it's healing now, like marvelous. But he said it was the one time he didn't put the battery in its case, because apparently it's come with a special case, obviously for that reason.
Oh.
Because his keys were rubbing on the battery, which is in the bag.
Oh,
so then
that's
what's ignited.
that's what caused
Yeah.
it.
So he said the one
Oh my
time,
gosh.
because he said he's always really diligent. He buys the really expensive batteries. He's got the case. He always does like the right things.
Yeah.
But because he was running late,
Yeah.
he forgot. He just didn't get a chance to do that. And then obviously, of course, then the one time.
That's scary,
Bang.
isn't it?
So is that turning him off maybe?
No, and I did ask him that, and he's like, people keep saying that, and he's like, it's not like I was actually smoking and it exploded. Like it was in the bag. It's the battery.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But he said that he like literally just like ripped like a whole bunch of like the melting skin before he went to like the emergency, just like came off. I was like,
Oh, that's terrible. So was his girlfriend there with him to
yeah,
help
she was.
him?
Yeah, she was there. Nothing happened to her. But then, can you imagine if he was in the car and it did that?
Gosh,
So anyway, so he is lucky to be alive.
that's scary, isn't it?
But he got given this special cream, and he's been like moisturising it like 4 times a day. His ear looks brand new.
Yeah.
It's been like 2 weeks now, and his ear is healed. He's still got a bit of discoloration on the neck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just like,
It's what you don't even imagine doing.
yeah, it's just so scary. Like that could have literally ended so badly.
Yeah, golly. That's scary.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't have thought of that, would you?
Yeah.
The sun's coming out. Did you notice it's got a bit lighter? Well, not sun,
It's
but
peeking
lighter.
through the dark clouds.
Yeah.
A little bit.
place in the bars, and that you're the one that does make sure they're all
What if they
clean.
were all those bats?
Yeah, gosh, there's a lot of it. Well, that was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, so
You wouldn't want to be underneath that tree, would you, though?
No, God no.
It would
they're
smell
everywhere.
like all crazy.
what is under there? Is it just grass, like swamp
Yeah,
or
just-
something?
I don't know.
Just land. Future expansion freeway.
Do they, wonder how, whether they breed a lot?
They do, Kerry. There's food.
Yeah.
Remember when I made the little sleeping bags for the bats?
Yeah,
Fine.
yeah, you did.
It was easier than making the pouches for the kangaroos, so I just made bats.
Yeah.
I work for the people that try and wash your windshield to be
Yeah.
Oh, the other. When I was driving to Abbotsford for the volunteer I think I was on one of the Bell Street intersections, one of the very many ones that are there.
Yeah.
And there was these two like circus performers that literally just like when the red light was on, just like came in front, and then one chick was doing this like twirling thing with this like string, and then the guy was like juggling, and I'm like, what?
God.
Like,
Did they
Yeah.
have the hat?
yeah. And then, but then like the guy got so close to the traffic, even when like the turning arrow was on. I was like, aren't you gonna move? Like, I don't know. It was just very very bizarre. I've seen a few things, but I haven't seen circus performers. You know?
There's somebody there with the things, see all the
Yeah.
bottles, and
Yeah,
they're
so
doing
they do
two
do it.
things at once.
Yeah, circus performers. It's okay.
I don't reckon you can never go down this road that is never busy, can you?
Yeah, first thing in the morning.
It's a shocker of a road, isn't it?
I reckon it would
handles a lot of
probably
traffic.
be quiet on like a Monday night at like 11 o'clock.
I can't believe that I went down here every single day when Auntie Anna was in St Vincent's.
Yeah, I remember driving and watching, like being a passenger when you were driving.
Every day.
Do you want to see me as my sous chef?
Oh, there's some. Oh, yeah. Did they take a? Oh, you've got the photo.
Yeah, they sent the photos to Di, and she sent them to me. She sent them
Will you go in the newsletter at work?
to me. So this is me and Di.
Oh,
Me and Di.
is she the one that nominated you for?
No, that's not lady. Look, this is me with my little.
Oh,
Look how cute the thing is. It's the paddle.
it is. I thought you meant a wooden spoon.
No, it's like a paddle.
Oh,
They're the fun things,
yeah.
but they mean a lot.
I know, it was fun. I liked it.
Cool.
Oh, I liked it.
Because
Yeah.
you were just preparing the foods to go out,
Yep.
right?
And then we were doing one of the meals was already made, so we just like distributed it into like the containers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we at the MCG today or Marvel?
Marvel.
It'll be an interesting journey by being there and handing it out.
Yeah, because I think they freeze it and then they'll like distribute it.
So, did you cook the rice? Did you?
No, so we didn't cook anything because they've got chefs that do that.
Yeah.
We just had to like portion things out, prep things.
Ready for
Yeah.
beef.
Yeah.
And what did they put them in, like little plastic containers or?
So the rice just got put straight onto like the stainless steel trays, so they must then like put like the water, maybe like cook in the oven or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then all like the vegetables that we chopped up just go in like these big plastic tubs that like the lid goes on, and then you label it like the date it was cut.
Okay.
And yeah, and then the cool room, I went in there because they got me putting everything up on the top shelf, which is tall.
So it
Yeah,
does come in handy.
it was just cool. It's nice to be back in the kitchen environment.
Oh, well done, Mel.
I missed it.
Proud of you
Guys,
for
it
doing
kind of filled a little hole that I had since
Proud of you
leaving
for
the
doing
restaurant.
that.
Filled the void.
Well, you
But I
wasn't-
think it was
That's the thing when it's your own home. You always got to think, well, what's the next job I've got to go do? Got to go do this, clean this, fold the washing,
Probably try
hang
and
the
start
washing
like,
out.
not having that thought process.
Yeah.
To then try and enjoy it.
Because I mean, it's never going to run away anyway. The housework's all. You always got to clean the house. I used to do all the cleaning in one day. Now I just keep doing it in bits and pieces. I vacuum, just do that light vacuum every day sort of thing.
Yeah, I did our house.
It always looks clean. I love that clock there. It really was a perfect choice, wasn't it? You chose well for that. And that was the only one too, wasn't it? There wasn't another one there. There weren't really many options, was there?
It was not. Oh, we've got the rings. I don't wear them other than this event.
What's that picture signify? Anything? No Bunnings there, is it?
But they're like, I don't
I mean, everywhere needs them, don't they, I suppose?
know. I feel like the old Macca's is up here somewhere.
Is it?
It's like the only like old traditional Macca.
Is it? There used to be, I can't remember where it is now, but it was in one of the laneways in the city, the pancake parlour, but you had to go down underneath somewhere. I often wonder whether that's still there, because we used to go there every now and then as
Please.
young people.
Haven't been to many people. Well, you know what you should make?
What?
Cauliflower pancakes.
Yeah, I haven't made those for a while, have I? I should make
You
those.
should make a chicken schnitzel too.
Oh, do you know what? I have not made chicken schnitzel since you and Liam brought you home and moved out.
I miss it. I miss your chicken schnitty.
That would be nice with the cauliflower pancakes, wouldn't it?
I want a cauliflower pancake again. Like the cauliflower schnitzels that you made, they were nice, but like on a pancake.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah, with like the salt, but then you can put my flaky sea salt on.
Yes. Do you know, I was thinking though, those would be nice, and not that I like this, I don't like this, but I kind of get the feeling that chili flakes on that would be nice.
I think a chili oil.
Yeah?
Yeah, would be nice.
But see, I'm not into chili flakes, but I just get the feeling that I think those two would go.
Remember when we came around there?
Yes.
What
I reckon you could even do those on the barbecue, on the flat plate of the barbecue, don't you think?
Probably.
Because you get enough heat in it, don't you? Have you cooked anything in foil parcels on your barbecue?
Yeah.
Because someone was saying
We
that,
haven't really used barbecue too often.
because someone was saying that they get the foil and then they, the big chopped bits of meat, put some potatoes in it, whatever veg and capsicums and stuff like that, and then garlic butter in it, and season it, and then seal it up and just keep flipping it over and put the lid on the barbecue. And I reckon that's really yummy. The flavours would sort of all go into each other, I suppose, wouldn't it?
So you can do that when you go to a tuber.
Yeah, we haven't even tried the barbecue with the caravan because
Have you not?
no, we haven't used the bayonet thing. Oh, the caravan. I've ever used the gas stove. I don't even know if it works.
I feel like Monaco.
Yeah, just a headache might go. I think it's just all local stuff, so Wamberg again.
I never tried it, just like not think about it.
Yeah,
today.
no, that's right. No, I think I've said everything I need to say.
Like
I
we
was
won't
just
talk
thinking,
about it. Don't think
It's the
about
same
it.
street where St Vincent's is, isn't this where
Yeah,
it is? just had to
So
go
it's
far and
just
he
up
ended up
further.
here.
You
Yeah.
came from the other end.
Did I? Yeah. Oh, I'm a bit lost. Yeah. Because isn't it up on the right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like when you guys came, it would be the other end.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
You come from that
yeah.
side.
Yeah.
Came from the exhibition building.
I just remember doing laps because I could never find car parking.
Oh, that was me at the freaking volunteering
Oh, my
thing. I did about
goodness.
30 laps.
So decent.
What, you found a long one?
Yeah, I did eventually, but like it took me forever.
It's just a different looking tram, isn't it?
At the original printed.
Yes.
What's that? Oh, that's where the Army Hospital is now. This is
I remember that we went there with Michael, Anthony, when he had the shavings.
Yeah,
in his
when he
eye.
had that plastic fragment in his eye.
I thought he also went there because he had the shavings.
Yeah, he did. Oh, he's had umpteen things in his eye. Isn't that
Fancy
beautiful?
church.
Isn't it gorgeous, beautiful old church? Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, because that's what they're doing, Joe. They've cut them down. And at Phillip Island, they were saying that they had wildlife people there for the fisheries. They had like about 20 of them, and now they all got the sack because of the state government had wanted, so dropped all the fisheries things, and this is what their protests are about with the boats, because they've cut them down and everyone lost their job at Phillip Island, and they said that that's a big coast there and there's a lot of wildlife that needs protecting.
Yeah, but I was going to say, aren't they following legislation to not overfish anyway?
No, yeah, but see, they've got no one to enforce it now, and this is what they're saying, and so this government needed money, and so she slashed. That's one of the places they slashed it all, but it went all hush hush. The public really didn't hear about it. Isn't that terrible? And they said, the coast is so fragile around Phillip Island with all the wildlife. They want to preserve it and everything, and they've got no one that's going to be working on it, and they've got illegal abalone divers that go around there, and they said that how are they going to police that now?
No, but because they want to put the money somewhere else.
Yeah,
they've
because they're broke.
I know, and it's so funny because they're trying to win the votes from like young people by saying we'll cut your debt, your uni debt, and it's like, yeah, but how are you doing that?
Writing things up.
Exactly. Like, as much as, at first you think, oh yeah, cool, great, like I'm not going to have to pay as much on my HEX debt, but like, where is that getting taken from to cover that? Because they don't have all this surplus money that they just, So it's like, you just hope that like the young people are smart enough to realise, like, oh, okay, yeah, like that's awesome, but like, what's the extra tax I now have to pay to cover this?
We're nearly here now.
Well, it looks
Go
like
down the
someone's
street
getting, like, there's two people there.
Well, yeah, but it's bank to bank with weddings though. When one goes in, one goes out, one goes in, one goes out. Yeah.
No, I'm saying if we're watching a bride and groom walk there now, yes, we must be there. We're like a minute away. It's around the corner.
Is it?
So probably just get out now.
I don't know. I don't even know
It's
where we're
literally around the corner.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if it makes it easier for you, we can get
Up,
out now.
up to you.
Alright.
It's up to you. Yeah.
It's all online.
Oh, alright, thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day.
Thank you
You're
for the
welcome.
driving.
Have a lovely
Take
day.
care.
Have a lovely day.
You too, you
Thank
too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.